Hi, this is Ishan from Rep Sports, and the Indian team has won the series 4-1. It's been a comprehensive victory, and I think the Indian team deserves to give themselves a pat on their back after that first Test match defeat. Coming on to win this Test series, I think it's just commendable. I have Shubayan, Shomik, and
Hmm.
Debashi for the show. Shubayan, I'll start off with you before we discuss each player and the impact they have. Just tell me about this whole Indian team and how proud are you of this whole series victory? Because losing that first Test match and then coming on to win the series, it's just a remarkable feat.
Of course, it shows how tough it is for other teams to come into India and defeat India in their home soil. It's kind of an very improbable task, if not impossible. And Rohit Sharma, we have to credit the Indian team management, the players. Despite missing so many senior guys, they have managed to win this series by 4-1, two victories of an innings. It shows the domination of the Indian team, and hats off to everyone with the youngsters, Yashasvi, Shubman, the way they have batted, Rohit Sharma, the way he has led, Dhruv Jurel, Sarfaraz Khan, their debut series, Akash Deep's debut was a highlight. And of course, Ravichandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, they were to dominate this series. It was written on the card. So a perfect series for India.
100%. Devashish, when India lost that first Test match, a lot of there were a lot of people talking about that England possibly has a chance to go on to win this Test series. Did you feel the same way at that time, and did you expect the Indians to make such a strong comeback?
Yeah, even if you look back at the first Test match, India were dominating, except for that last day. Means India dominated the first 3 days of the Test match, and they were on top rather. It's only that England in that final session they bounced back, but then there were always never a doubt whatsoever with this Indian team is that they have done it at home, they have done it away. Means so there was never a doubt, and can consider, and you could say it's a all out team effort. Means if you look at Rohit Sharma leading from the front, both with his bat as well as his captaincy, Yashasvi Jaiswal more than 700 runs in this series. Shubman Gill, one doubted after the first two Test matches whether he is Test match metal. I remember after that first innings in Vizag where people started doubting him, his ability, and then to bounce back in the manner, scoring 100 in the second innings of that Vizag Test match, and then following it up with another 100. He could have easily got another 100 as well, three hundreds as well. And with the ball, Ravichandran Ashwin, 26 wickets in the series. The Jadeja and Kuldeep with 19 wickets each. So it has been a total team effort. Sarfaraz Khan, one would not forget Sarfaraz Khan, that brilliant debut to back-to-back 50s in both the Test matches in the Rajkot. And obviously, you cannot forget Devdutt Padikal's debut as well, 65. So apart from one Dhruv Jurel, we cannot leave out Dhruv Jurel. He has been a revelation. So apart from Rajat Patidar, it has been a truly team effort in the truest sense. Everyone contributing for India's win, be it the fast bowlers, be it the spinners, the batters, the captain leading from the front. It has been a thorough team win.
Yes, I completely agree. I think the whole team has collectively come together and outperformed really well against the England team. Shamik, I think we'll speak about Ashwin over here first. Just a remarkable player, consistently delivering and getting wickets for the Indian team. I think he's that X factor, don't you think?
Uh, what more you can say about Ravichandran Ashwin? I mean, someone who has played 100 tests, who has taken more than 500 test wickets. But initially, he was not at his best, at his peak. I mean, in the second test, in the first innings of the second test, after a long, long time, he went wicketless in an innings. The way he came back, it it just showed the strength of his character. But more than Ashwin, I would say the X factor for India in this series, as far as pace bowling is concerned, of course, Jasprit Bumrah, he was the difference. But in terms of spin bowling, Kuldeep Yadav, he has been a revelation in this series. The way he has bowled, even in Dharamshala, not only in Dharamshala, even in the third test when England were 218 for 2, the spell he bowled, That was the turning point. We are talking about, we spoke about Joe Root's failed reverse sweep attempt. That was a harakiri. But the spell Kuldeep bowled in that game, in that innings, that created doubt in the mind on the in the mind of the England batsmen. In the sense they, and readily there was a change. They started to play back to Kuldeep. They were not reading him off the hands. So it created a whole lot of uncertainty psychologically. After that, in the last test and here also, Ravichandran Ashwin step up to the plate like as you expect him to do. He has been the leader of the spin bowling pack. But this series across two teams, Kuldeep Jadhav was the best spinner.
No, you're right, Shamik. I think Ashwin couldn't have done it by himself. And Shubhayan, I think Kuldeep Yadav as well is a story in itself because here is someone who wasn't in the best of forms, in the recent times. He's come back really strongly. And now he's almost, I think you can't take him out of the side. I think he's just, a prominent figure. So what do you feel about that?
Of course, the rise of Kuldeep Yadav has been one of the most magnetic stories of Indian bowling attack, and after Jasprit Bumrah's average bowling average in this series, Kuldeep Yadav has the best bowling average. That Ashwin may have picked up more wickets than Kuldeep, but as far as bowling average is concerned, Kuldeep is second highest after Jasprit, just second best after Jasprit Bumrah, averaging just 20, which is remarkable. And when Ashwin was struggling, as Shomik said, it was Kuldeep Yadav who stepped up along with Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja is a senior pro, but Kuldeep hasn't played a lot of Test cricket for India in the recent past. After that fifer in Australia, where Ravi Shastri said he's our number one spin bowler across any conditions, he was dropped from the team. Then he witnessed a slump in form, a horrible slump in form. But after that, the confidence Rohit Sharma, the captain, has shown, this team management has shown in Kuldeep Yadav. We saw that in the World Cup. We are seeing in him in the this Test series. As you rightly said, right now, if the conditions if the conditions are there for spinners, then Kuldeep Yadav has to be in that Test 11.
100%. And another youngster who's impressed all of us is Yashasvi Jaiswal. Devashish, you've always been a fan of his. He's again scored a solid 50 in this test match. So he's again a player who is just moving up the ranks.
You are
You're
on
on
mute,
mute.
Devashi.
More than the runs that he scored in the series, I would like to say the manner in which he scored. He looked a lot more positive. Means obviously there's a bit of confidence in him. Means the manner in which he has batted alongside and Rohit Sharma, and also the fact that Rohit has been opening the batting with him. It has helped Yashasvi emerge as an opening batter. And obviously the right hand left hand combination has helped India. Means obviously, but his real test, Ishan, will be to do well in Sena countries when India go down
Yeah.
under. That will be his real test. It has not the real test yet. Means I might not just to jump the gun and say that yes, we have found a great test match opener. Yes, he has scored 100 in West Indies, but that West Indies in those conditions where the wickets are slow and low, and that West Indies attack is not compared with the likes of the Australian pace bowling attack. So for me,
Yes.
real challenge for Yashasvi Jaiswal, the batter, will be when he does well in Australia against Australian bowling pace bowling attack. So that, and against Nathan Lyon. So that will be his real test. But then yes, definitely to be scoring more than 700 runs to two double hundreds, and he showed immense quality, temperament, and the aggressive intent. The way he batted means obviously giving those starts
100%.
for India in all the test matches. So he has been the difference between both the sides. Means along with Kuldeep Yadav, he looked the batter. Means obviously when you consider Jack Crowley, opponent having scored only 407 as the highest score, and Yashasvi Jaiswal single-handedly scoring more than 700 runs, that to me has been the biggest difference.
No, that's so true. And I think
And
he's
now, and just sorry to interrupt, Ishan. Just to inform all our viewers, Shomik and Devashish also, that Jash has just announced the increase in match fee in Test cricket. He has just tweeted, and it is pretty interesting. He has divided into three brackets. Less than 50% of assuming there are 9 Test matches in a season, and if a player plays less than 50%, then player 11 incentive is not applicable. He has to play more than 50% of matches if he has to pick up the playing 11 or non-playing 11 incentive. That is the match fee. If he plays less than 4 matches of a 9 match season, if he plays 5 or 6 matches, then he gets 30 lakhs per match. And non-playing, if he's in the non-playing department, then he will get 15 lakhs per match. If he plays more than 75%, that is 7 or more games, then he gets 45 lakhs per match if he's in the playing 11. If he's not in the playing 11, he gets 22.5 lakhs. So that's a huge increase. 45 lakhs to play test matches, more than 7 tests in a year. It's a great initiative.
Yes, I
Yes,
think that's a
Ishan.
huge
And
increase,
that's
and I
a
think
great
yeah,
announcement. That's a great announcement, Ishan, given that, I mean, it was long overdue. Test cricket has to be the pinnacle, it has to be at the top of the tree. And maybe we are a little late in announcing that, but better late than never. Test cricket has to be, when you are playing Test cricket for your country, that is a badge of honor. And that should remain at the top. So we should welcome BCCI's announcement and we should congratulate BCCI for it. And one more thing, with your consent, Ishan, I will get it. I would like to get into a bit more into Yashasvi Jaiswal and a bit of tongue in cheek, in the sense I heaved a sigh of relief when England suffered an innings defeat because my idol Sunil Gavaskar's 774 was under threat. But absolutely, I tip my hat to the youngster. Yes, of
yeah.
course, in the Sena country, as Devashish mentioned, but you play what is in front of you. We don't know. And I the other day was talking to former Pakistan captain Rashid Latif. He said a very important thing, that even if he fails initially away from home, don't lose patience. Just let him back, and eventually he will come good.
Yes, I think it requires experience and time, and this is someone who, if we give and invest in that person and that player, I think he's going to do wonders for the country.
Yeah,
Shubman Gill as
yeah.
well has delivered another youngster who is seeming in great form. He seemed okayish in the beginning of the Test series, but now he's finding his groove once again. So the future of Indian cricket is looking quite bright, don't you think?
Of course, Shubman Gill, Devashish and I have been from very first day. We have been saying when he was on the ground, I was sitting here. We have been saying, give time to Shubman Gill. He's a generational talent. He's a generational talent. But T20 cricket has somewhat ruined us, ruined the fan base. They want fast-paced cricket. They want someone to keep consistently scoring. Sport is all about failure and success, and failure is part of it. We have to embrace. If a player doesn't fail, then he won't learn his deficiency. He won't learn his error in the game. So Shubman Gill got that time, and the way Rahul Dravid and the team management backed him, kept him saying that, okay, keep scoring. Of course, there was a report that he might have been dropped after the second test or third test. But Shubman Gill, he's the face. He's the face after Virat Kohli, after Rohit Sharma. Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal. These two are the faces of Indian cricket, or perhaps world cricket, for a long time, for the next good part of decade. So there's no doubt about Shubman Gill, and I can go on and say that this on record, that he is one of the leading candidates to be the next captain of the Indian team after Rohit Sharma says, okay, I am done with captaincy, or I am done with cricket.
Yes, I think we all can agree on that. You mentioned Rohit Sharma, Devashish, again, a player who is criticized often for not scoring runs, at times criticized for not leading the team properly. I think it's a little unfair on him. He's done well in this test match. Speak a bit on Rohit Sharma, and what do you think his future can be for the Indian cricket team at the moment?
It's obviously for Rohit Sharma to attain the greatness, means if he has to be bracketed with the great captains like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, he has to win a ICC title. That will be perhaps the biggest motivation for him. He lost our WTC final, we all know, and we were battered bitterly by Australia.
Yeah.
Means there were no competition at all at the Oval when we lost to Australia. We lost to New Zealand as well. So herein lies a great opportunity of perhaps winning the WTC title. Means obviously when we again go to Lords and play that final in the next year. So and also, yes, there will be a T20 World Cup for Rohit to be bracketed. You see, we are expected to win test matches at home. And
Yes.
we are expected to win test matches at home. And it's not that Rohit Sharma has won test matches, test series. Virat Kohli has won test series. Mahendra Singh Dhoni has won test series at home. So I think that for Rohit to be bracketed as the greatest captain, he has to win a WT ICC title. Means that will be his biggest motivation. But yes, he has led from the front. Means obviously after that first test match loss in Hyderabad, the way he gelled this unit, means obviously there were so many big stars missing. Virat Kohli did not take part in the test match at all. KL Rahul had to miss the second test match along with Ravindra Jadeja. Then Jasprit Bumrah had to be rested. Mohammad Siraj had to be rested. But the way the youngsters had stepped up, means obviously,
Yes.
and
Yes.
hats off to the captain for jailing the unit as a combined team. Means obviously England are no pushovers as far as test match is concerned. Yes, you might argue that baseball a lot was spoken about, but then I think all credit to the Indian spinners, the batters are led from the captain and Rohit Sharma. As I keep on saying, his real test will be to win the ICC title.
True. I think all of
And
us
you know,
will be.
just to add on to that, his one of his biggest challenges will be later in the year in Australia.
Yes.
5 test matches. If things go haywire, India are currently on top of WTC standings with 68.51 win percentage. But if things go haywire, they are suppose, for example, say 3 defeats in that
Mhm.
series, then things could go
That,
extremely wrong. Right now,
yes.
we are praising Rohit Sharma. If we don't qualify for the WTC final, then we might say, okay, what's happening.
Yeah, you're right. Shomik, Sarfaraz Khan again was a standout performer. He seemed to be playing his own brand of baseball cricket. Again, he's brought a sense of freshness to this Indian side. Let's speak about Sarfaraz Khan here.
Yeah, see, Ishan, Sarfraz has taken to Test cricket like a duck to water, but more in this Test particularly, it would be better to focus on the partnership between Sarfraz and Devdutt Padikkal. Padikkal was playing his first Test, Sarfraz was playing his third Test, and certainly India had lost a couple of Sikh batsmen, Rohit and Shubman Gill. So, as we have seen, things can change very quickly in Test cricket. So the way they stitched that partnership and the way they complemented when Devdutt Padikkal was scoring quickly up front, Sarfraz was in a shell. He broke the shackles with that ramp against Markwood. Markwood had troubled him a lot in the IPL last year, and that was a sort of stigma against him that he can't play fast bowling. But the way he controlled his shot, that was a sort of coming of age shot, and that will give him a lot of confidence. Sarfraz is very confident guy. We have seen him persuading Rohit Sharma to take a DRS call and getting some berating in the process also. Eventually, as it turned out, Sarfraz was right. So he's a very confident guy. He is a byproduct of the Bombay Maidans, and that mental toughness is there in him. Of course, we'll know how he feels abroad when he plays there, but he has shown that given his chances, he can be a very good. I mean, when the big stars, when Virat will come back, when KL Rahul will come back, he might have to make way for the bigger players. But India will have a very strong backup in the likes of Sarfraz Khan. So that is a real positive. It's always
Yes.
this series is a triumph of India's reserve bench. The way they stood up to the challenge and made themselves counted. So this is a triumph of India's reserve bench, and it's always beneficial to have a strong reserve bench. We have seen what wonders that can do in this series.
Yes, Shami, 100%. We spoke about the Bombay boy. Let's have a discussion on the Bangalore boy, Shubhayan. Devdutt Padikkal has done well in his debut, and I think this is again bright news for Indian cricket. A good left-hander coming up the ranks. So, speak a little bit on Padikkal.
Of course, he played out of position. He has never batted at number four. He has prominently batted at number three in test in red ball cricket for his state team or India A. But again, it's a reward for his run in excellent run in domestic cricket in Ranji Trophy. Scored 5 or 6 centuries this season. And for Sarfaraz, for Devdutt Padikkal, it's the similar situation. You are in a great confident mode after scoring truckloads of run in domestic cricket, and it is showing that in Indian conditions at least they are well adapt to play against any opposition in the world. But again, the main challenges for any batter, for any bowler, or for any cricketer rely on overseas conditions where they have not played their domestic cricket, where the conditions are alien. So for these all these young boys who have come up in this series, be it Yashasvi Jaiswal, be it for example, for even for Shubman Gill, for the Sarfaraz, for Rajat Patidar if he gets a chance in the future, for Dhruv Jurel, for Akash Deep, for Devdutt Padikkal. The main challenge will be when they travel overseas and play in alien conditions. But so far, it has been an excellent series for all the Indian youngsters, barring
Yes.
Rajat Patidar.
Yes. Devashish, I have to ask you, do you think Rajat will get another chance in this Indian test squad?
I am asking you, do you see him getting another opportunity?
It's looking difficult with all the bright talent that's moving up the ranks, but I still feel it's a little unfair
When
on him
when when
because
when when a, when a, when a KL Rahul comes back, when a
yeah,
Virat Kohli comes back for
it's
the
going to be very
Bangladesh series,
difficult.
do
Yes.
you see Rajat Patidar getting a chance after the failure in the series?
I
And with
don't think
Devdutt
so.
Patikal scoring a 50. So you have answered the question. So obviously, I also don't see him getting another opportunity. Means
Yes.
he will live in a fool's world if we consider that him to give him another chance. So with so much of competition nowadays, Ishan, means you have to grab the opportunities. Whatever opportunities comes your way, you have to grab it. Means obviously, see Devdutt Patikal, he got one chance, he's clicked, he scored that
Yep.
brilliant 65. You you see Sarfaraz Khan, he grabbed the opportunity with both hands, and he got three test matches, 6 innings, 32 being his highest score, and the manner in which he got those he got out. So I for one does not look at him as getting another chance until something miracle happens. If say 3 4 players again missing out, who knows?
Yes.
But then as of now, I don't see him getting another chance.
Seems like Devashish is quite upset with
And
Rajat's performance.
Ishan,
Yeah.
and Ishan, just one more thing. You see how meticulously and clinically Patidar has been dropped for the Dharamshala test. On the day of the match, on the first day of the match, we received a BCCI communication saying that he suffered a knock while training on the before the start of the match, and that's why he couldn't take the field. And yesterday at the press conference, Devdutt Padikkal spilled the beans, saying that the night before I was informed that I was going to play.
Hmm. Yep. You're right. Okay. So
But
my final
Ishan, but
question.
Ishan,
Yeah.
before we wrap up, we are talking about all the youngsters, but just a word on a youngster, a 40 year old youngster, James Anderson, who has
Oh yes.
completed 700 Test wickets, first
Yes.
pacer to do so. And I think among all the England youngsters, he is the youngest of them all, and what a bowler he is.
It's just remarkable. I think it's a testament to his fitness and just that ability to keep going on and on. So I think he's a legend. And my final question for all of y'all, 1 minute each to each one of you. When Rishabh Pant comes back in the mix, how do you look at this Indian test squad? Do you think he's going to play as just a batter or will he be there as a keeper and a batter? And if that's the case, what happens to Dhruv Jurel or a Sarfraz Khan in that mix? Because it's going to be difficult to find your place. Shamik?
See, Ishan, I mean, when Rishabh Pant is fit and available, he walks
Hmm.
in and he comes in as a wicketkeeper batsman because
Okay.
he is India's best. Dhruv Jurel, he has shown that even without donning the big gloves, he can be there purely as a batsman. Like we have seen in the England team when Ben Foakes is keeping, Johnny Best is playing purely as a batsman. So through Jurel and the way he has performed under pressure, he is once again he is another one player who is. It is fantastic to have a strong backup like Dhruv Jurel. He will be there as a he can be there purely as a batsman. So It's a problem of plenty, which is good for Indian cricket.
Yeah. Shubhayan?
But it's a headache when all the main players, be it Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, all these guys come in, Rishabh Pant come in. You will see a shuffle in the playing 11. You won't see a Sarfaraz Khan or a Devdutt Padikkal, or even for that matter a Dhruv Jurel regularly in the 11. I'm not saying that Dhruv Jurel and Rishabh Pant can't play together. There's a lot of work still needs to be done on Rishabh Pant in regards to wicket keeping. He's still not wicket keeping fit for T20 cricket. Forget about Test cricket. Test cricket is a 50 over format. Of course, you can keep Dhruv. See, whatever I have perceived from this series, Dhruv Jurel has cleaner glove work than Rishabh Pant. That's what I have perceived. And his communication, his understanding of the game, the way he takes the DRS, consults Rohit Sharma with the DRS. I think I have found him a bit mature in that level. But batting wise, there's no doubt Rishabh Pant is a notch or two above than Dhruv Jurel. So it will be, as Shomik said, it will be a matter of plenty of headaches for the Indian team. But let's see. There will be plenty of changes in the next 6 months when KL Rahul, when Virat Kohli come in, when come Bangladesh or Sri Lanka or New Zealand, whoever are touring India in the later in the year, you will see a few guys rest up because of a long IPL. You will see guys rest up because they have a grueling 5 match Australia series coming up. So you will see a lot of shuffling there. But of course, it's a great thing for Indian cricket to have that bench strength. And I agree with Kuntal Haldar there. Rib
RMB.
baseball, not you can play that in South Africa or England or against a fewer lesser ranked teams,
Yeah,
but not
definitely.
against
Not,
India, especially not on Indian soil. Never.
yes. Devashish, wrap it up for us. Your final thoughts.
No, obviously, I totally will go with what Subhayan said. Obviously, Rishabh Pant, we all have to see how he fares in the IPL, because that will be his real test as a wicket-keeper batter. And considering that he has to keep for only 20 overs, and Test match you are talking about 5 days, so that will be a
Hmm.
tough ask. That will be a tough ask, and obviously, and with Dhruv Jurel also. And remember, there's an individual named KL Rahul.
Yes.
Means he picks and chooses where he wants to keep, and the team management, he has the Ashirwad, the team management's backing, whether he means, team management will invariably get KL Rahul to keep wickets, so as to make him play in the playing 11. They will invariably get him to keep, whatever way they will figure out something or other to get KL Rahul in that playing 11. So I won't be surprised if KL Rahul all of a sudden keeps wickets in Australia. Obviously,
Yes.
he kept wickets in South Africa. So, but yes, Rishabh Pant, it is too early to say whether it's depending upon how he fares the wicket. The first challenge for him will be how he keeps wickets for Delhi Capitals in the IPL.
Hmm.
Then only we
Yeah.
can make a statement. Obviously, it's too early, and then obviously in the series, two test series coming up, one against the Bangladesh after the T20 war, and New Zealand. So and both at home. So that will be the real test. But Dhruv Jurel had really he has done
Yes.
nothing wrong to keep his position in this playing 11. Keeping in
Yeah.
mind Rishabh Pant, means obviously Rishabh Pant, as far as batting is concerned, he's miles ahead of Pant, and miles ahead of Jurel. But on sheer wicket keeping skills, I would say that Dhruv Jurel has done nothing wrong, and he has ticked all boxes as far as his test series is concerned.
All right. Thank
And
you. Yeah,
Ishan,
Shomik.
before we wrap up, just a few quick words about England. Taking a
Hmm.
cue from one of our fans who posted here, Rip Basball,
Hmm.
they became a victim of their own hubris. They
Kuntal,
glorified baseball, and then Ben Duckett said that Yashasvi Jaiswal's attacking game has something to do with baseball. A prisoner of ignorance he is. I mean, that galvanized the whole Indian team, now baseball has been done for the good.
it's
Thank
been
you
done.
very much.
Yeah. All right. On that note, this sums up our post-match session. Thank you to all my guests, and I hope everyone who's joined has enjoyed the session. Let's hope for the best for Indian cricket, and let's see how they go on and do wonders in the future as well. Thank you so much.